When you don't trust your coder or biller, bad things can happen. And you all know how much I detest having information behind a paywall. So in today's video, I'm going to address a question that was asked by someone in the Thriving Urology Practice Facebook group regarding PCNL, or Percutaneous Nephrolithotomy. For those of you who don't know me, my name is John Lin. I'm a urologist in Gilbert, Arizona, also your humble host of the Thriving Urology Practice Facebook group, where we crowdsource practice management solutions for everyone's benefit, and it is all for free. Today's question came from, I'm not going to name his name, but here's the question. Can anyone please tell me exactly what ICD-10 and CPT codes to use for a PCNL, or percutaneous nephrolithotomy? He just moved to a new practice and he said, I honestly don't trust our biller/coder. Knowing her, she will only use one code, and I know for PCNL, there are several. Okay, in the past, there may be several, but today it may be a lot simpler. So the upcoming slide deck has only 8 slides. Has a lot of information, but I'm going to try to distill it down to something really, really simple that I hope will help everyone regarding PCNLs from 2023 and beyond. So let's go. All right. PCNL. So why the change in 2023? Well, there's been a lot of confusion regarding coding for PCNL in the past. And in the past, the codes lacked the granularity. It did not take into account the complexity of the procedure. And for instance, if there's additional work that was done obtaining access or dilating the nephrostomy tract, do you code for that? Do you bill for that? In the past, it was confusing. That is why the 2023 PCNL codes changed. So the new definition, I apologize in advance for the wordiness of this slide. In essence, there are 2 codes now in 2023, 50080 and 50081. And I will go over 50080 first. Percutaneous nephrolithotomy, or pyelolithotomy, lithotripsy, stone extraction, antegrade ureteroscopy, antegrade stent placement, and nephrostomy tube placement when performed, including imaging guidance. Simple, up to 2 centimeters in a single location of the kidney or renal pelvis, non-branching stones. It is extremely important for you to understand the words that are used here. I will highlight including imaging guidance, up to 2 centimeters in a single location, either in the kidney or the renal pelvis. And the stone is non-branching, meaning it's just a solid stone. It doesn't have fingers extending into the calyces or the infundibulum. It's just a solid stone. So that's 50080, up to 2 centimeters. So if your doctor says, I performed the PCNL on a 2 centimeter stone and nothing else, in a single, it's in a single location, it is not branching, and he or she simply said it's a stone that is 2 centimeters, then you get to bill 50080. On the other hand, 50081 has a lot more information, and I will tell you, most of your PCNLs, when you're coding for PCNLs, are going to most likely be 50081, just in general. Okay, 50081, same language as 50080, with all this antegrade stent placement, nephrostomy tube, antegrade ureteroscopy, imaging guidance, that's all the same. Whereas different is that it says it's complex, meaning stones greater than 2 centimeter, stones that are branching, meaning has fingers going into the infundibulum, etc., or stones in multiple locations, or stone that is into ureter that you address in an antegrade PCNL fashion, or if the patient has complicated anatomy. So if the stone is greater than 2 centimeters, if it's branching, if there's more than one stone, if the stone is in the ureter and you went down and chased after it via percutaneous approach in an antegrade fashion, or if the renal anatomy is complicated, you get to bill 50081. And that's why I say for most urologists and most people, 50081 is most likely the code that you are going to use if you're billing for PCNL. Okay, let's get back to this. What is new this year in 2023 is that when you perform a perc, when you break up the stone, that breaking up the stone, doing the antegrade fracturing lithotripsy, that is separate from these three procedures that you do. 50436, which is to dilate a previously established access, or 37 is to dilate a tract with a new access, or 52334 when you perform a cystoscopy and retrograde percutaneous access. When you perform any of these three, you do get to bill for these three codes. These are separate, and you can bill in addition to 50080 or 50081. Okay, starting this year, perc codes depend more on more than just the size alone. More than just the size alone. As you just heard, 50080 up to 2 centimeters in a single location. But 50081, it's anything bigger than 2 centimeters. If the stone is branching, if you are perking and fracturing or lithotripsy on stones in multiple locations, if the stone is in a ureter and you address it in an antegrade percutaneous fashion, or if the patient has complicated anatomy. And that's why I say most PCNLs are 50081s starting in 2023 when you are coding for PCNLs. Also in 2023, you don't get to count any of the antegrade procedures. You do antegrade ureteroscopy, you put a stent antegrade, you do a nephrostogram. None of that is billable in addition to the 50080 or 50081. Radiologic supervision 430, 31, 33, 34, 35, or 74425, not billable. That's all included in 50080 or 50081. What you do get to count and bill, if performed and documented, are percutaneous access, tract dilation, for instance, 50436 and 437, or if you perform a concurrent retrograde access, 52234, or an open procedure. You do get to count those procedures and those CPTs when you do them in conjunction with 50080 and 50081. Now, NCCI has not caught up to the new codes by CPT. So you will need a modifier 59 if you do perform a 50436, 50437, or 52334 until NCCI catches up with their coding guidance. And that's for Medicare. Private payers, who knows, right? Sometimes in order to get paid, you kind of have to break the rules so that you are adequately and correctly compensated for the procedure that you performed. If you perform bilateral percs, gutsy, good for you. If you perform bilateral percs, use modifier 50. If you do the same procedure complexity, 50080 on both sides or 50081 on both sides, you would simply use modifier 50. If you do a 50080 on one side and 50081 on the other side, you shouldn't have to use a modifier. But again, private payers may want you to put on LT or RT to signify that these are two separate procedures. So your mileage will vary. What if you establish the tract, you dilate the tract, and you go in there and you're able to just simply grab the stone and take it out? Well, there's a code for that too. Antegrade stone removal 50561, renal endoscopy through established nephrostomy or pilostomy, with or without irrigation installation or ureteral pylography, exclusive of radiologic service, with removal of foreign body or stone. So if you just simply go in there, the tract is already there, you grab the stone and you're done, 50561. But keep in mind, this is exclusive of radiologic service. So if you did radiologic service, you can bill for it. All right. So that is, in a nutshell, the 2023 changes of 50080, 50081. Hopefully this helps you. Well, whomever this person is who asked this question in the Thriving Urology practice. And also, of course, the ICD-10 is N20.0, kidney stone. So that will be the ICD-10, and the CPT codes will depend on what you actually did, what you actually documented, okay? Hopefully, understanding these codes will help you, the urologist, be a better documenter of your procedure, because now you understand what is required to reach a 50081 or 50080. It would behoove you to make the job of the coder easier by clearly documenting what you actually did. But that documentation also, unfortunately, in this third-party payer scheme or scam, whatever you want to call it, you have to understand what is included in a particular code or procedure, and you understanding what's included by documenting what is necessary in the op note, you are helping your coder and biller code correctly so that you can be appropriately paid for the procedure and procedures that you did. So hopefully you understand now the dilation, the creation of the access, and anything retrograde are separately billable in addition to the 50081 or 50080. That will help make life a lot easier for you. They're basically a couple of codes that you consider using when you perform a 500, most commonly 81. I hope this clarifies things. I hope this simplifies things. I know coding and billing can be a little nuanced, but I think in this case, the updated 2023 changes for PCNL has made things a lot easier to understand and to apply. And I hope this video helped clarify some things. I know sometimes you have to hear it from different perspectives. If one person says it one way, another person says it another way, you understand person number two better than person number one. That's just human nature. I hope I clarified this, and I hope I made it a little bit easier to understand. As always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, agreements, disagreements, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye-bye.